Hi, sexy. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This is Anti-Aging Sensuality. I'm doctorlimor, your friendly sex and relationship counselor and therapist. And today I want to touch a question that is actually a follow-up of the last topic that we touched last time. And today I want to talk about, if you're not in a relationship, listen up because it's going to be relevant when you are. Today I want to talk about different sexual body clocks of men and women. So essentially what that means is that women are more intense, more interested, more aroused at night, and men are more aroused in the morning. What we know is a morning glory. So, and this is difficult because for many couples, this is very challenging. You don't know what to do, how to kind of sync and mesh up your different libidos or different arousal times. And I have a few tips to kind of help you through it. But again, I want you to talk to your partner and kind of bring it up and put it on the table that there is an issue and that is not relevant only to you, but to most couples. If you are two genders in the house, likely you're gonna deal with this situation and with this difficulty. So let's jump right in, and I'm gonna give you the first tip. So the first tip is to actually go to bed early or wake up early. If you go to bed later or earlier, maybe have a date night while you are in bed. And if you are going to bed early and sleeping, you can wake up earlier and maybe have sex in the morning, even though this is not really your sexual clock. So that's tip number one. Try to play with these differences, and we're going to get to the compromise that you may relate to in a future tip in coming up in a few seconds. The second tip to me is to try and prioritize your sexual exchange. Now, I know that most people are dreading the idea of scheduling sex. It looks like it loses spontaneity, it's not fun, we're kind of planning for it. What is this, a trip to the desert? I don't want to plan our sex. I want it to be spontaneous. And I agree. And we can have spontaneous sex here and there if this is a difficulty for you, a major thing that you encounter. But if you are encountering this, by ignoring this, it's not going to really make the frequency of your sexual exchange more frequent. So I prefer to prioritize this and put it on the schedule so you know that you actually invest in having sex with your partner. So that's tip number two. Tip number three would be to actually compromise. Now, when I say compromise, I mean by no shape or form, I mean to give up on what is important to you, and I made it very clear last time. But to compromise is to actually understand that if we are having sexual body clocks, and this is making it difficult for us, then we do have every week a weekend, when a weekend allows us to actually sleep late, or go to sleep late, or sleep early, or wake up early, and this has nothing to do with our schedule, that has to do with work. So usually the problem emerges because men, a man or a woman wakes up early, goes to bed early, or goes to bed late, wakes up late, all these differences. But on the weekend, we have the time to actually make our schedule. I know it's more challenging because we're used to going to bed at a certain time and waking up at a certain time, but still it's possible. And if you do want to compromise, do it over the weekend so you feel like you're doing something for your partner, and still you can enjoy it because you're in your strength and ability and vitality, and you can actually invest in this sexual exchange. And last but not least is the last tip that I want to give you. Quality sexual exchange is not just sex. I want to make you understand, and maybe remind you if you've forgotten, that foreplay or just an exchange of anything that is sensual and sexy and fun together doesn't have to do only with the sexual encounter per se. So if you're walking past your partner and like smacking her butt, or if you are giving a kiss here and there, or if you are writing sexy notes to one another, or touching, or kissing, or caressing, and just sitting around the sofa and giving each other this intimate space and time, this is very important, and this is very recreational and wonderful to your relationship. So it doesn't have to be full-on sex, as long as there is intimacy in there and something that we can actually utilize in order to kind of keep our vitality and keep our sensual self going. Hopefully this helps you. I'm looking forward to your questions. They are wonderful questions. I'm going to address all of them, I promise. And thank you so much for visiting here today. And I look forward to seeing you. And until then, stay sexy and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm here for you. I'll see you very soon.